When my brother, Harold, asked me to be the best man at his wedding, I was like, oh, of course, man.
Hey, I just want to thank you guys one last time for being here. It's the best day ever.
Don't even start with me.
Oh, Jesus, God, no. Cassandra! Oh, hi. Sorry, everybody. Wrong wedding.
Oh, I forgot about that. 2 a.m. You drag me 50 miles to watch you and some chick play mahjong with her grandmother at a retirement home?
Yeah.
You better lock it up.
You better lock it up.
No, you lock it up.
You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Connor Shaw. Who? Do you want that as your lock of the week?
Dylan Gabriel's not the guy. He's a 5'10", 5'11" left-handed quarterback. The odds are stacked against him. Dog, we are, with all that ruckus going on, we got a wedding to get to.
Yeah.
We got.
So let's bet this in now so we're not late because it's not across the street apparently.
No, we've got to cruise to this wedding. It is our boy Harry's wedding. Pointless Culture. Harry from The Wolf.
JYY.
Yeah, JYY.
Yeah.
Harry used to, he's done some hockey coverage for us here on Bet This. Big Bruins fan.
He's so busy. So the fact that we were able to get him in for the time we did for the Bruins is awesome. Because he's a hockey guy through and through. I'm sure it's going to get mentioned at the wedding. It's got to be, right?
What, the Bruins?
Yeah,
Or something?
It's got some.
Yeah.
Alba and the Bruins are going to get mentioned at the wedding. Some way, somehow, bet on that.
It's like the Holy Trinity, his wife, the ABBA, and the Bruins are like the three things in his life.
Yes.
But congratulations to Harry later today.
Yes.
And
Sam.
Yeah, and Sam, of course.
Harry and Samantha.
Yes, and we will be attending the wedding. So Jay Dawg and I got to squeeze in this Bet This, get through it. You probably heard the special intro that we put together for today's special wedding, threw in like some funny pop culture clips and stuff like that.
The Wedding Singer, Wedding Crashers, Old School, and was that and
Wayne's World.
And Wayne's World 2.
Yes.
Wayne's World 2.
What's your
Wayne's
favorite
World.
out of those? I feel like you're a Wayne's World guy.
No, The Wedding Singer.
Really?
Yeah, because
actually, yeah, you're a big Adam Sandler guy, right?
80s. Because guess what? By the way, guess what year they used for the music more than any other year?
What?
1983.
Yeah.
Because the movie took place in 1985, so they had to be really sensitive of like, oh, if that's a day over, if that's in 1986, we can't use that. So that The Wedding Singer, because Adam Sandler, he didn't become some goofball. He became kind of this like romantic kind of thing going on. That got him Punch Drunk Love, which is not a comedy. It's more like a dark comedy.
Right.
That was kind of a romantic
It's
comedy.
similar to 50 First Dates. I feel like
50 First Dates is goofy.
Yeah, but I also feel
the Drew Barrymore, Adam
their
Sandler
connection. It's like
started
you
with
see
The
them in a
Wedding
movie
Singer.
together, and you just know like
Yeah.
it's going to be something kind of dark.
So
or
it starts with The Wedding Singer, then Wayne's World 2, then Old School, then Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers, by the way, was supposed to be a dramedy, but because Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn were hot off the movies that they were in,
so funny.
They said, let's just make it a goofball buddy comedy and we'll go from there. And it worked.
I think besides the Luke Wilson scene in Old School, and that whole section of the movie we don't need to talk about.
Yeah, no, let's not.
I think Old School might be my favorite out of that bunch. Like when he gets the tranquilizer dart in the neck at the kid's birthday party, it's absolutely amazing.
That really, I got to tell you, I think that really put Will Ferrell more
big
on
time.
the map than anything, because he was just kind of being supporting actor in some movies and things like that sort. Because Night at the Roxbury is now a cult classic. It did not do well at the box office.
Right.
He was in Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me.
But
he wasn't.
When you think about that, though, you think back to those movies, and it's like you don't think about Will Ferrell. Like I forget he's in those movies until I rewatched like any of the Austin Powers.
Correct.
Like,
Old School was the one that really. And the thing is, Old School did not open up well. It had legs moving forward in the box office because that movie came out. Do you know what year it came out or no?
No, it feels like a 99 or a 94.
2003.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the fact that we're in 2028, that movie will be 25 years old.
That's wild.
Yeah. Wedding Singer was 1998. Wedding Crashers was 2005, I believe. Wayne's World 2 was 1993.
Those were our little intro there. And again, congratulations to Harrison and Sam on their wedding, which we'll be attending in just a little bit. But we can't do that before we get to bet this. We're going to break down a couple of things today. WNBA on the slate. We got a schedule for the weekend games, and we're going to go over our MLB slate before the home run derby and all-star game, which we'll preview. I tried to find odds. I couldn't.
Okay.
Maybe when it gets closer, you'll be able to pull something up. But as of right now, I couldn't find any odds. Usually you can bet on who will win, or
we'll do rankings,
hits, things like that in the All-Star
for
game.
MLB and WNBA. And a little funny thing going on this weekend in the WNBA, the Toronto Tempo, they're not in Toronto this weekend. They're in Montreal.
If there was no wedding that we had to go to, I feel like you'd be taking the weekend off and heading up there.
I think he just read my mind.
Yeah, I feel like Jay Dawg would have done that. He would have.
Why are they doing this? The WNBA, I'll tell you why they're doing this. They're trying to put in the feelers to see if maybe down the line there'll be a team in Montreal, because I think Toronto needs a Canadian rivalry. Doing Vancouver, like the
It's
the
too
NBA,
far away.
One is too far away, and it's already been done. It was done on the men's side. I get that.
That'd be like, think about like, if you want Toronto and Vancouver to be rivals, that'd be like the Buffalo Bills being rivals with the Seattle Seahawks. That's the exact like
Vancouver is
distance.
Vancouver is on the other side of Canada. It's on the west side of Canada, and Vancouver. I've seen pictures. I've had people take pictures and video. It's a great city, and I hope to go there at some point. However, from Toronto to Vancouver,
it's too far.
Is a haul.
Yeah,
Toronto to Montreal. It's already a natural built-in rivalry, because Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Maple Leafs, they do not like each other, almost to the point of the Boston Bruins and the Montreal Canadiens. It's different in Canada because those two are the top Canadian markets.
I think this is a great move for the WNBA. I think playing in Montreal, it's great feeler, great test out play.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, the Montreal market, it's kind of dominated by the Canadians.
That's their religion.
It's just because
the Habs are their religion. That's never going to change.
You know, without the Expos, without
those guys right there,
without the, there's no football team. Maybe a Canadian football team.
It's in the CFL, the Montreal Alouettes, the Alouettes.
But I feel like they're missing that piece of giant major sports.
They're not going to get an NBA franchise, so why not do the next best thing?
Exactly.
I get a WNBA franchise.
And this is a place where, like, I feel like, Montreal is different. It's the most European city in North America, really. So why not try something different and put a WNBA team there?
The latest it would happen would probably be like 2031, 2032, because the contingency plan is already happening with Cleveland, Philadelphia, Detroit. They're already doing that because they're spacing it out to make sure that the markets get their proper flowers, essentially, which is a good idea.
That's the problem with the Expos. That's what got them out of there, was market problems in the first place. They
were losing money. Did you see the documentary?
No,
Who Killed the Montreal Expos on Netflix?
No.
I'm going to see it, I think, next Sunday. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. Not this Sunday coming up. Next Sunday. I've been meaning to see it. I haven't been able to. I've got access for Netflix. I know you do as well. You're going to be watching the Home Run Derby on Monday in Philadelphia on Netflix, because that's where it's at. But I do want to see it, because if you've seen the trailer, it's a he said, she said of who killed the Montreal Expos. Was it the money? Was it Jeffrey Loria? Was it the timing? Was it the fact they couldn't get a new ballpark? Because Labatt Park was going to be the ballpark of the 21st century, and they were going to have all-star games there every 5 years. So I'm going to check that out. And the Expos, we missed the Expos, but again, they live on here every single week on Bet This. We make sure of that. And we also made sure that American League patch, that 100-year patch, we started that on the 4th of July edition. We're doing this all the way until the end of baseball season to mark 1776 to 2001. So even though the American League's only been around since 1901, it's America 1776, now here in 2026. Thought we would just kind of keep that, starting with July 4th and ending during baseball season, because, folks, come football season, we got helmets, we got bumper stickers, we got all kinds of tchotchkes. Same thing for hockey, same thing for basketball. This little row that you're seeing on YouTube, it's going to be filled with everything. Yeah, we're just going to run the gamut.
We're going to be breaking it down with new set pieces all year long.
All year long with football. starting in September, of course. And then when the NHL and the NBA start, because the NHL starts in early October, the NBA starts in late October. And I don't know if you know about this, an 84-game season this season starts at the NHL because they ratified having it. So, yes.
Ooh, interesting.
So, yeah. So they're going to have an 84-game NHL season starting in the 2026-2027 season and moving forward. The NBA keeps it at 82, which, as you know, they usually do mid to late October. But as I mentioned before, set pieces galore coming your way now. And I know you also want to talk about this at some point. If you have any set pieces that you want to give us, just let us know.
Comment on our YouTube video.
Yeah.
Comment on Spotify.
If you got anything, we'll just take it and we'll put it on there and we'll give you credit too. We'll say this week's bumper sticker of the week is from Dan from
Joe Schmuckatelli.
Yes, from the
Dog. Since we were talking WNBA, before we wrap up our first segment here, why don't we go over the weekend games for the WNBA, and I'll give a overlook on futures and how the futures look for the rest of the season. I'll do the futures first. The futures right now, as they stand, the Minnesota Lynx still your favorite, plus 165. Now, again, this is just going to keep going down. The Lynx, it
can only go down
as we get towards the end of the season. If you really want to throw a couple bucks down now, if you throw $5 down now on the Lynx at 185, that's going to double to $10 or something. Or you throw $10, it doubles to like $20 or $30, right? You're not going to miss $10 6 months from now, or however, not 6 months, but however long until the end of the season.
Yeah, you're
not going to miss $10.
Correct. You're not going to lose out on the money there. So.
Right. All right. So J Dawg,
yeah.
Lynx are first at plus 165, Aces plus 320, Liberty plus 400, the Dream at plus 900, and the Valks at plus 1,000. Wings drop off at plus 18 after that. The games this weekend, J Dawg, go ahead and pick them for me.
Yeah.
Portland Fire at Atlanta Dream.
Atlanta.
You're going to take Atlanta. They're minus 600 over the Portland Fire. And then we have Phoenix Mercury taking on the Las Vegas Aces. Who you taking?
Aces.
Heard that. And that does it for WNBA. All right, Dog, we missed out on a couple of games. I forgot the Sunday
Told you
game.
Montreal, right?
Yes. So we've got New York and Toronto Sunday NBA TV. That is the Montreal game.
Yes.
That one's 3 p.m. on NBA TV. Seattle and Washington. That's 3 p.m.
Wait,
on Sunday.
Seattle and Washington. They can't do that. No, yeah.
Then we have Chicago and Dallas at 7 p.m. ESPN and Disney Plus.
That's the 4-letter network's night.
And then we have Indiana Fever and Las Vegas Sunday night on NBC and Peacock.
Yeah, that's the Sunday night. Yeah. So.
All right, pick these winners for these games, J Dawg, since we missed the other ones. Okay. We've got New York and Toronto.
Yep, I'll take the Liberty on that one.
Heard that. We have Seattle and Washington.
I will take the Mystics.
Heard that, Washington. We have Chicago and Dallas.
Ooh, that's a good matchup. I'll take the Dallas Wings.
Heard that. Chicago 7-14. Indiana Fever and Las Vegas Aces. This is the matchup of the weekend. Who are you taking?
I am going to I will take the Aces.
Heard that, Aces.
By parlay, by the way, for the Dallas Wings, Paige Beckers, write it down if you can, boys and girls, children of all ages, 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists.
20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yep, 20-10-5 for Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings on Sunday.
Heard that.
Yep.
We've got some baseball talk to cover, J Dawg. No odds on this next kind of segment, but we're going to go over something that might shake up the odds. I actually might be able to look at futures for baseball, which could help us out with this segment kind of. So the MLB trade deadline is coming up, and an article came out recently. I think it was Jeff Passan and
Jeff the Jet.
Yeah, let me just find the article real quick while I'm talking about it, because I want to make sure I give them credit.
Because as Siege mentioned, the trade deadline is going to be happening about 3 weeks from now. And that doesn't mean that players can't get traded before the trade deadline. That has happened. Before the All-Star game back in, I want to say 2000, it might have been 10 or 11, Cliff Lee was traded from the Phillies to the Texas, or rather, was he traded to Philly to Texas, or was it Cleveland to Texas? No, it might have been Philly to Texas, if not Cleveland to Texas. So, yeah, he was an all-star, or he was already named an all-star, but ended up getting traded. So, yeah.
Well, this is where the big, teams on the fringe either swing or sell.
Yes.
This is the big moment.
And the American League is really down this year.
So you could see a lot of players move because there might be teams that are selling that you think that.
We know who's going to be a big seller. We know one of them.
Are you thinking Boston?
No.
Well, I think they might be.
The Los Angeles Angels are going to clean house.
Oh.
There's without question.
Does Mike Trout stay?
Yes, he does.
Okay. All right. So real quick, I want to give credit. Kylie McDaniel and Jeff Passan released the top 100, their ranking of the top 100 trade deadline candidates. So I just wanted to go over who do you think is one of the top trade deadline candidates? Like, if your team was looking for a player, someone that you think would be possible to get, who do you think is one of the top trade deadline candidates that team should be looking for?
I've been hearing the scuttlebutt about this. Mason Miller of the San Diego Padres.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Is it possible that the Padres, who are losing money, who are trying to get the new ownership group ratified, ready to go, willing to trade off because they're in the middle right now? You don't want to be in the middle. You want to be in the mix. They're in the middle right now. They just acquired him from the A's of nowhere not too long ago. So he might be on the move again. Have arm will travel.
So Mason Miller not even in the top 100.
Not even on there. Okay.
Yeah, Jay Dawg's got the insider info.
Thank you, Buster Olney.
The number one rated player on this list is Tarek Skubal.
Okay.
I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know if Skubal deserves to be number one on the list.
I think he does
just because he's Cy Young winner,
and he's a free agent after the season. So
I mean,
he's gonna cash in with
that's the thing is like it's whoever's going to be a free agent. Those guys are the big because they're not locked into any deal. So it's like teams are just going to try and get capital off of a player quickly. So you could see players like that, or teams like the Red Sox who have been struggling all season, finally getting some of these players to look good. Now is the time to dump them while you can and get something back. But the problem is every time the Red Sox have made a trade in the past,
it hasn't worked.
10 years, it hasn't worked. Like, you know, look at the Mookie Betts trade.
The curse of Mookie is real.
Yeah. And on top of that, you know, everyone that comes to Boston and then leaves becomes incredible. Chris Sale won a Cy Young after leaving Boston. Who else did we get rid of? Mookie left and won an MVP.
No, he traded.
Yeah, they traded him. I mean, we got rid of JD Martinez. He went to LA.
Alex Verdugo.
Yeah. You know, like players that like Justin Turner left and started doing good. Even like small time names like Kevin Millar, or not Kevin Millar, Kevin Pillar.
Millar. I know
Kevin Pillar. You know, like just a normal outfielder, not like anything crazy.
Yeah.
Ended up just, you know, having a couple successful years after he left Boston.
Had Skubal not gotten hurt, I think he would have got his $1 billion contract with the Mets, which would prolong a baseball stretch.
Right. I don't know how much he's going to get traded. That was my big question with him.
Yes. What team is willing to haul?
Because of the
injury and the questions about that.
But the thing that stood out to me about this list, number 10 on the list, number 11 on the list, and number 12, I'm going back to them again. The Red Sox, Aroldis Chapman, Sonny Gray, and Wilson Contreras are.
I think one, if not two of the three will be sold.
I've heard at least two.
Okay.
And I
don't think Contreras will be.
I don't want him to out of all of them.
I don't think he will be because I think that now that the Red Sox management has been impressed with him, he's an all-star. He's going to be in the home run derby. He's essentially their player representative.
He represents Boston so well.
Right.
Like
build around him with Roman Anthony being fully healthy, Marcelo Mayer being fully healthy, that kind of thing. I think now he becomes kind of the player to be built around now, the veteran presence.
No, and I want to say this the right way. I don't want to upset anyone or offend anyone. I think that Boston's Hispanic culture is very, very good. And I think that they were trying to rebrand themselves with Japanese culture when they went after like Masataka Yoshida and Shohei was getting ready to come over the league because there was talks that the Red Sox were trying to
we're trying to get Shohei.
Right.
Yeah, and they were in the mix.
If you look at like the Dodgers, they've not rebranded themselves, but have got a lot of this Japanese culture. They have, Unico Field at Dodger Stadium now, which is a Japanese clothing company. So,
correct.
So, you know, not that they're rebranding themselves, but they market themselves to a certain culture kind of to try and bring in more players of that
It
culture.
started with Louis Tiant because Louis Tiant was Cuban, and right, Pedro Martinez
I think that
became a Dominican.
I think that the
icon
Red
in
Sox have-
Boston. There's a Dominican population in Boston
Right.
already in the Lawrence, Lowell area, right around that area. So having a guy like this,
that exactly my point. Like I
yes.
don't
So
think
that means Sonny Gray and Chapman are definitely
right, and I would like to
on the
keep
way out.
both of them too, but I just know Chapman is aging. He's performed amazing with Boston over the past 2 or 3
And he's
seasons.
not, his value is not going to get any better,
Right.
unless you trade him now.
Right, and then Sonny Gray's having
Chapman's an all-star too.
an incredible season. Sonny Gray should have been an all-star, I think, over Ranger Suarez. Suarez made it from Boston, even though I think Sonny Gray's having a better season. But
Sonny came home.
I think that those three are the three biggest names to me. I do want to mention some other ones here. Byron Buxton is number 2 on this list.
Not getting traded.
I don't think so either. CJ Abrams, number 5 on this list.
Not getting traded.
I don't think so either.
No.
Because I think
The offer has to be really good, and the Nationals are back in it.
they've been pretty good this
Yeah,
season.
they're back in it.
I think with the Mets.
However, with the Marlins and the Phillies the way they've been, because they've been neck and neck, and the Braves have been struggling as of late, the Nationals have kind of felt like, well, what do we do here? I think, again, I think
they're in the middle, like you were saying.
they're going to contend. I think they're going to contend.
Okay.
Their pitching is a problem. Their offense is really good. And again, it's got to be a sweet deal to the point where you're in a position to not sing. So,
I originally would have said Sandy Alcantara, like he would have been like maybe a guy to get traded, but not with the Marlins doing
the
so
Marlins,
good.
the fighting fish, the Sterling Marlins.
A big name on this list. I think the number one name that stands out to me, and a guy that was being talked about traded last year during the offseason, is Joe Ryan from the Twins. Even if the Twins are competitive, I feel like he might be on the move.
Is he free agent after this season?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
Okay,
is.
so I guess the idea is we're not going to be able to lock this guy up long term. We've gotten as much out of him as we possibly can. We're going to try to make a run. However, if we can get a good haul with some good prospects, not give up on the season, still contend. However, Ryan isn't coming back. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest trade on the market. I think is going to be Joe Ryan. Also, keep your eyes out Dustin May in St. Louis. He's had an incredible year, so he's really raised his value. Also, someone like Jarren Duran from Boston could be on the move too. And for futures, Dodgers still hold the lead. Yankees in second. Brewers and Mariners tied for third, and then the Braves in fifth. All right, Dog. We're going to just jump right into the power rankings this week because we've got a special video incoming later on, a special audio clip you'll hear on the Pulse of New Hampshire radio stations, and you'll see it on YouTube if you want to go catch
And
it.
hear it on the Pulse Podcast Network.
Thank you. So we're gonna squeeze this power ranking segment. Still looking for a sponsor for the power ranking and for the lightning round. If you have a business or something and you want us to shout out your name when we do the power rankings, feel free to reach out to us. But without further ado, Jay Dawg, why don't you break down what are we doing first?
WNBA.
Okay.
Even though we've gotten the WNBA in the beginning of the show, we're going to start with the rankings there and then go MLB. So
Okay.
at number 10, the Toronto Tempo, who will be in Montreal this weekend. They're not the Toronto Tempo of Montreal, not yet. No. At number 9, the LA Sparks. At number 8, the Washington Mystics. At number 7, the Indiana Fever. At number 6, the Atlanta Dream. So you get Dream Fever, or if you go by rankings, Fever Dream. At number 5, the Dallas Wings. They tell you they're becoming one of the marquee teams in the WNBA with Paige Beckers coming into her own as a second-year superstar, going to the All-Star game and all that. At number 4, the New York Liberty, the Commissioner's Cup winner in 2026. At number 3, the Golden State Valkyries, the Valks, they're moving up. At number 2, last week's number 1, the Minnesota Lynx.
Really?
And now the new number 1, the Las Vegas Aces.
The Aces.
Yeah.
Heard that.
Yep.
That's a big twist. I was not expecting the Lynx to make the jump there.
That's what we do here on Bet This.
The Aces have been very competitive. I feel like, I don't know. I'm excited though for Golden State. I feel like they are the big surprise.
They are.
I think
They
they're
were
going to
a
be
playoff team last year, and they're taking that next step up to be even better this year.
I'm going to double check real quick, but I want to see what Golden State's
Odds are.
Yeah, future odds. They're plus 1,000.
So
I mean, honestly, not a bad,
No.
not a bad option. And the Liberty are plus 400 again. Another team I'd keep my eye out for. But Golden State, they have been the big surprise for the WNBA season. Dog, hit us with those MLB power rankings. Our last one before the All-Star game.
That's right. The All-Star break is coming up. So we've got number 10, the Chicago White Sox. At number 9, the Cleveland Guardians, who both of them become neck and neck, tied for first place, or one game. Or
well, the Red Sox swept the White Sox. That really helped out those Guards.
Not really. The Guards lost 2 out of 3 to Minnesota.
Still get a little.
They were still able to be tied going in. So, at number 8, the Chicago Cubs. At number 7, the Miami Marlins, the Sterling Marlins, who take on the Guardians, my Guardians, this weekend in a 1997 World Series rematch.
I was about to say, what is this? Dontrell Willis and Mike Lowell time? What's going on here?
Number 6, the Philadelphia Phillies, their division rival. At number 5, the New York Yankees, falling on hard times. At number 4, another team falling on some hard times, the Atlanta Braves. At number 3, the best team in the American League, the Tampa Bay Rays.
That's crazy.
Caminero, Junior Caminero is a stud. He is a stud.
I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to see if I can find like MVP odds or something.
At number 2, the Milwaukee Brewers. And at number 1, of course, the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Phillies host the All-Star game on Tuesday, by the way, and the Home Run Derby.
Who do you think is in first for the American League MVP?
Is it Caminero?
No.
No. Who would it be for the
you want me to tell you?
Go ahead.
It's Air Jordan. It's Jordan Alvarez.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, he's minus 150.
So the Astros are
Caminero is in second.
Okay.
He's plus 500. So
gotcha.
A little update on your MLB odds. We weren't even going to talk about MLB awards, but Caminero plus 500, Bobby Witt plus 500, and Nick Kurtz plus 550. And then guess what? It's just Shohei in the other race.
That's right.
That's just Shohei.
What's up, guys? Big fights this weekend. Hope you guys win some money and enjoy the fights.
It's time to tune in to Bet This.
All right, Jay Dawg, almost time for my favorite segment of every edition of Bet This. But before we do that, of course, we have the housekeeping here on the Pulse of NH. Break it down.
As you know, we're on Saturdays, so that means Boston Red Sox baseball before the All-Star break, 1986 World Series rematch, interleague play continuing in Queens. It's the Red Sox at the Mets, 3:10 pregame. We're essentially the pregame before the pregame on the radio. 3:10 pregame, 4:10 first pitch. And then Sunday, for the All-Star break, one more game, 12:40 pregame, 1:40 first pitch, Red Sox at Mets. Now on the playback on Sunday at noon, 2006 Major League Baseball All-Star game that was in Pittsburgh. That's at noon on the playback under the Bet This umbrella. Monday at noon on the playback, the 1991 Major League Baseball All-Star game. The only time it's ever been in Toronto. At press time, as we like to say. And then on Tuesday, since the All-Star game is in Philadelphia, this upcoming Tuesday, right? Mm-hmm. We do the 1996 Major League Baseball All-Star game, which was also in Philadelphia. All of that is at noon. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday at noon. And on Wednesday, also at noon, it's 40 years to the date, the 1986 Major League Baseball All-Star game, which was in Houston at the Astrodome.
Very interesting.
That's the playback under the Bet This umbrella of the Pulse Podcast Network.
And we have my favorite segment. It is time, Jay Dawg.
It's the Somebody tried to mute you.
That's going to be fun to edit. I'm very excited for this week's lightning round. Jay Dawg, we're going to have a special chime in just a few moments from Ken, our MMA UFC expert. Going to break down UFC 329 going on this weekend, actually tonight, while Jay Dawg and I are at the wedding for Harrison and Sam. Hopefully I'll have some time to sneak away and catch it on my phone. But I'm going to be locked in, hanging out with Harry. I'm going to be busting some dance moves. Real quick, I'm going to throw up a clip, Jay Dawg, of very niche media. Wesley Wyndham Price from Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel hitting some dance moves. These are the dance moves. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the dance moves I'm going to be hitting this weekend. You can also catch it on our Instagram. I'll post it there. But we are going to...
What is this, Teen Wolf?
We're going to do the lightning round. I know I had to break down a lot there. We're going to do the lightning round. We got NASCAR, baseball, UFC, World Cup, actually, to start us off. I almost forgot. World Cup to start us off. So why don't we do that?
Yep.
Let me get to my World Cup odds.
Okay.
And These are our locks of the week, both of us.
Okay.
I didn't even tell Jay Dawg. So Jay Dawg, your lock of the week is what?
Argentina is moving on.
They're taking on Switzerland. Argentina is minus 320. Switzerland is plus 250. That is at 9 p.m. tonight. And my lock of the week is an upset. Yeah, I'm going with Norway to upset England.
Holland.
I just feel like Holland is
Holland.
amazing. And the row, the fans doing the row is intense. I feel like
I think the row ends on Saturday. You think the row continues on?
Yeah, I'm going to take Norway as my lock. J Dawg is taking Argentina as his lock in the lightning round here. Now, Dog, you want to do MLB next, or you want to do NASCAR real quick?
We'll do NASCAR real quick.
All right, let's get to NASCAR.
That's Atlanta this Sunday night, right? Under the
Echo
lights?
Speedway or Echo Park Speedway.
Yep.
Yes, Atlanta, which I told a funny story on my Instagram and TikTok about another racetrack incident I had when I was younger. I'm going to be talking about the Atlanta Motor Speedway story, which I've talked about on Bet This before, but that was a while ago.
Yes, it was.
Probably could re-bring it up. So some NASCAR odds for you. There are some racer versus racer odds. You can find Todd Gilman versus Alex Bowman on a head-to-head. You can get Ryan Blaney versus William Byron on a head-to-head. That one's pretty competitive. They're both pretty good odds, minus 130 on Blaney and minus 105 on Byron. So both really good odds. And then a draw on Denny Hamlin versus Christopher Bell.
I was going to say, how's Chris Bell looking?
Yeah, minus 115 for both of them. So it's a draw.
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Do you have any thoughts on those? You want to pick between Gillen and Bowman? We lost a piece of the set. J Dawg's going to wear the final piece of the set here in the lightning round. All right, between Gillen and Bowman, who are you taking?
Bowman.
Bowman heard. Bowman minus 145. He is the favorite between that matchup. Blaney versus Byron, who you taking?
Byron.
Byron heard. Byron kind of the underdog there, but not by much. And then dead draw. Denny Hamlin versus Christopher Bell, who you taking?
Ooh, I'll take Chris Bell.
Heard that, Chris Bell. And I'm going to rip this off, and J Dawg will take that. And next week, we will double check on the head-to-heads here and see how we do. For regular standings, we have NASCAR Cup. I'm going to give you some names, like 10 names, and you're going to pick one. Reddick, Blaney, Joey Logano, Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Cedric, Byron, Larson, Bell, Wallace,
Cedric.
Briscoe. You're going with Cedric?
Yeah.
All right, we're picking Austin Cedric to do the best this week for NASCAR. Baseball, we got Milwaukee, Pittsburgh.
Milwaukee.
Heard that. Yanks at Washington.
Nats.
We got Rockies and Giants.
Giants.
We got Red Sox at Mets.
Mets.
We got Cleveland at Miami.
Cleveland.
St. Louis or Seattle at Tampa.
Tampa Bay.
We have Philly at Detroit.
Philly.
Kansas City at Baltimore.
Baltimore.
We got Houston at Texas. I know.
Oh, Houston.
Texas matchup there. Chicago Cubs at the Reds.
Cubs.
Atlanta at St. Louis.
The Cards.
Whoops. Blue Jays at Padres.
Dads.
And then Diamondbacks at Dodgers.
Diamondbacks.
We're only going to do the Saturday one. We have a quick clip from Kenny Too Many. He's going to hop in here and break down UFC 329 for you right now. Ken, hit us with your thoughts.
What's up, guys? Hope everybody had a good week. It's Ken coming at you with a little bit of UFC 329 action. UFC 329 takes place in Las Vegas, Nevada tomorrow, July 11th. The main card starts at 9 p.m. That main card is headlined by the one and only Conor McGregor taking on Max Bless Holloway. No belts on the line. We're just getting in a fist fight. That's all that's happening here. This fight is taking place at 170 pounds. Conor McGregor has fought at 170 3 times in his career. Both of the Nate Diaz fights were at 170. He also fought Donald Cowboy Cerrone at 170 back in January of 2020. Max Holloway has never fought at 170. He's been the lightweight champion. He's been the the featherweight champion. He's been the BMF champion at lightweight. And he is coming off of a loss of that BMF belt against Charles Oliveira. So let's get into it here. I got 3 fights I want to talk about. The first one is going to be the third fight down on the card. We're talking about Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista. So Sandhagen is 4-2 in his last 6 fights. His most recent fight came against Merab Dvalishvili for the bantamweight title. Sandhagen lost that fight by decision, so this is his first chance to get right since the loss. Bautista has one single loss since the year of 2022. He's been on a tear. He's killing everybody. He's submitting guys. He's knocking guys out. He's winning decisions. He's on a hot streak. However, he has not fought the quality of competition that Corey Sandhagen has fought. Yes, he fought Jose Aldo and won that fight. I believe that was a decision. That's one of the tougher fights he's had. Sandhagen has fought pretty much everybody who's anybody in that division other than Sean O'Malley. So we're going to take Corey Sandhagen to win this fight by KO or TKO. Dude is lethal. He's long. He's lanky. He's awkward for that weight class. He's a cerebral guy. He's a real thinker in the octagon. He knows how to set up his strikes and his shots. So Sandhagen plus 350, KO, TKO. Book that one. Co-main event time. Paddy the Baddy is back, trying to rebound from his first UFC loss that happened back in January against Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight title. Justin Gaethje has since gone on to unify that lightweight title. He's now the reigning, defending, undisputed lightweight champion. Paddy Pimblett will try to get back on the horse against Benoit Saint-Denis, who was on a bit of a hot streak himself. He lost 2 fights in a row. He lost to Dustin Poirier by knockout, and then he lost via doctor stoppage against Renato Moicano. Since then, he's won 4 fights. His most recent fight was a knockout win over Dan Hooker. I'm done picking against Paddy Pimblett. I'm not doing it anymore. I've done it over and over and over again. All he did was go and get a title shot, and he looked pretty good in that fight. Yeah, Gaethje won for sure, no doubt about it, but he didn't quit on the stool the way Ilia Topuria did. He took those shots, and he kept coming, and he fought the whole time. I'm not picking against Paddy Pimblett ever again. He's plus 600 to win by submission. He is a grappling wizard. He's one of the better grapplers in that weight class. His striking is okay, and Saint-Denis is probably better, but if Paddy can get to the ground the way he did against Michael Chandler, could be a long night for Saint-Denis. I'm going to take Paddy by submission at plus 600 for your co-main event. Main event time, baby. Max Holloway versus Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor has not fought since July of 2021. It's going to be nearly 5 years to the day since this man stepped in the octagon, and the last time he walked into it, he was unable to walk out of it. Everybody remembers his leg snapped in half. He had to get carried out on a stretcher. It was a bad scene. So this is going to be the first time that McGregor's fought since that devastating injury. Holloway, like I said earlier, coming off of a decision loss, a one-sided decision loss at that, against the new current BMF champion, Charles Oliveira, former lightweight champion as well. Holloway has been very active. He's fought everybody who's anybody. He's been fighting top-tier competition for his entire career, really, but especially over the last 5 years or so. And this dude hasn't taken a break. He's fighting 2 or 3 times every year. McGregor has 2 fights since 2020. Or 3, and he hasn't won a fight since he beat Cowboy Cerrone back in January of 2020. So, with that said, we're going to pick Holloway to win a decision. He's a cardio machine. This dude never gets tired. He's been active. He's been taking punches. Conor McGregor has not. So, we're going to take Max Holloway to win by decision, and the odds on that fight are plus 550. For Max Blessed Holloway. So there you have it. Sandhagen by KO, TKO. Paddy the Baddy by submission. And Max Holloway by decision. Book it.
And thank you, Kenny, for your thoughts on 329. Real quick, my thoughts. I'm taking Max Holloway over Conor McGregor. McGregor's been way too out of the game for too long. Go ahead, Doug.
We got a wedding to go to. So
yeah, we gotta beat feet like the California Heat. I'm
excited about the All-Star game on Tuesday on Fox, 8 p.m. in Philadelphia. Looking forward to it.
Go Contreras in the home run derby. Big Wilson Contreras guy. I'm all in on Wilson Contreras. Do not trade him before the deadline. Dog, we got to make like a tree and leaf.
Yes.
Hey, bet heads, thank you for sticking around. Make sure if you're gonna bet
this.
And we'll catch you in the next one. Happy wedding and happy life, Harry and Sam. Peace.
Bet This is for entertainment purposes only. Always gamble responsibly and never wager more than you can afford to lose. Our advice is not a guarantee of success. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, help is available. Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncpgambling.org for resources.